The Illini beat Missouri 80-77. Barely.
You are Locked On Illini, your daily podcast on the Illinois Fighting Illini. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What a game. This is what rivalry games are all about. Illinois, Missouri, it doesn't matter that Illinois coming into this game was 7-3 and the Missouri Tigers 10-1. It could have been 3-7 against 10-1 or vice versa. These two teams don't like each other. These two programs don't like each other. And you kind of saw a lot of that on the court today. Before I get started, of course, my name is Sunny Verma. Thank you all so much for tuning into the post-game show of Locked On Illini. Simple reminder, you can help support the show. Just make sure hit that like button. Again, let's celebrate a win together. Let's hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're subscribed. I do this every single day after every single football game, after every single basketball game. I apologize if I sound nasally today. I think I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'll be honest, that game didn't really help me feel any better. But before I get started, the NFL playoffs are almost here, but it's not too late to get in on the regular season action with FanDuel. Because right now, new customers can finish the season strong with $250 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. I'm acting like I played in that game because it was just so mentally exhausting seeing referees control a game that much. I mean, I thought the Tennessee game was bad when it came to the physicality and just a happy whistling. If Missouri were to have won this game, Dennis Gates should have been named the MVP. With that tantrum that he had earlier in the game, all of a sudden, from that point on, Missouri got almost every foul call that they wanted. That call at the end of the game against Trey White was egregious. It was awful. And something like that could have ultimately cost the Illini this basketball game. It's just, I hate, again, I love the sport. In my opinion, when basketball is played the right way, there's no more beautiful sport in the world than basketball. And yet you just had big number, Marshall, I think number 21, literally just tossed Morez to the ground. The game plan for Illinois or for Missouri was bring in Marshall to bully Morez Johnson. And that huge guy just got away with it over and over again. I have some frustrations about this team. And again, my everydayers know. Those of you who join me for the post game every single day, first off, I appreciate you. But this is where we can be irrational. This is where we can vent. Get your emotions out. What did you like? What did you not like? There's a few things I like. There's a lot of things I don't like. This was a game where it shouldn't have been close. And tell me if you disagree with that. I don't think anyone can disagree with that. Illinois was a better basketball team, but Missouri A seemed like they wanted it more. And again, this officiating. I hate being that guy. Right? It's so cheap to blame officiating for this and that, but at some point I have eyes. I can be objection. This was also another game. Let's start with things that we liked. Okay. I think clear player of the game, at least for me, was Kylan Boswell. Again, he didn't shoot very well, 2 for 12, but the man made 11 of 12 free throws. The Illini in general, when's the last time we said this? The Illini won this game because of their free throw shooting. 22 for 23 today. Just a couple of those bouncing off the rim, and this is a completely different result. But you also saw Missouri. I talked about this in an episode last week that I think this Illinois team needs to toughen up a little bit. And I think the scouting report is out because Missouri tried to really physically beat up the Illini today. KJ got kicked in the head. I think at some point he had stitches on his face. I don't know. I was watching from afar, but it looked like he's got something on his nose. Missouri really did try to beat up the Illini today, and again, almost got it. That's kind of what kept this game so close. It's like this. I promise this is the last time I bring it up. But the refs just all of a sudden started only calling it in one direction. We had Morez Johnson foul out. We had Trey White foul out. Morez Johnson went straight up. Look, I've refed college basketball before. A defender's allowed to go straight up, and he hit the ball. He gets called for a foul. Trey White, again, I don't know what this referee was looking at, even on the replay. If anything, they were both holding each other, but that should not have been a foul call. But, all in all, what I was worried about, and those of you in the Discord, I appreciate all of you. Today was a very eventful day in the Discord. I'm usually more positive than the chat, right? And I know it annoys a lot of you, and I respect that. But whoever's in the Discord saw me vent today throughout this whole game. I don't know if it's because I'm under the weather, but this game was a very frustrating one for me because at least I feel like on 2 or 3 occasions, Illinois had the opportunity to close it out, put that foot on their neck, and just the way we did last year. And, I have my frustrations with this team is I just don't know who is going to be. I don't know if the team has a killer instinct. KJ is a roller coaster. He's on one play, he's going to get you a 3 and 1. And on the very next play, he's going to have just a careless turnover where it looks like he's just being lazy. I can't help but laugh now because we won this game. But I didn't think we were going to. Missouri was going after every rebound harder than we were. We're just very fortunate that they couldn't hit layups. Their scoring around the rim, those stats must have been awful. I saw Brad is playing the math game again. Illinois 8 for 26 from 3-point land. Again, that's just what they want to do. Missouri only 3 for 13. Both teams played what they wanted to do. Missouri's a very good 2-point team, and Illinois wants you to shoot 2-pointers. They don't care otherwise. At the beginning of the game, I think Ben Humrickhouse allowed like 12 of the first points for Missouri, something like that. But when you see what Brad's trying to do, I think Brad was probably okay with it because, again, it's Missouri taking tougher shots. And then on any potential rebound, Illinois runs it back and tries to get followed up with a 3-pointer. They just play the math game. But the problem is the math game isn't working. I mean, I guess it is. I mean, barely we survived today. But somebody else has to show up. Kasparis can't keep doing this solo. Will Riley, where has his confidence gone? 3 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 for 8 shooting in 17 minutes. I don't have the box score in front of me, but wasn't he 1 for 9 last game? They're getting the looks. That's the frustrating part. I've been defending Brad all season long, saying I get what he's doing with this offense. But it's not executing, right? The offense is built around Kasparis finding the open jump shooters, and the jump shooters are getting the shots. But Will Riley and Ben Humrickhouse, Ben was 1 for 3 today. They're just not making the shots. And that's the frustrating part, because if I truly believe if they're hitting their normal averages, this game isn't close. This is another 20-point blowout like we had last year. But they're not hitting the shots, and that's what's making every game so, you're just biting your nails until the end. Let's talk a little bit more right after this. Did Rocket Money help you find any subscriptions you forgot about or what you were paying for twice? That definitely happened to me. And I had a few subscriptions that I didn't even know I was still paying for. And Rocket Money made it so easy to track them all down. It's like having a personal assistant for your finances. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bill so you can grow your savings. It brings everything together in one place, whether it's subscriptions, your spending habits, or even goals you want to hit this year. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/lockedon today. That's rocketmoney.com/lockedon. rocketmoney.com/lockedon. Again, live post games, I like to interact with the crowd a little bit. So I'm going to go hit the chat and see what mood you guys are kind of in. Jason says, I asked what was that? And Jason did say it's a win. And, again, Jason was a lot more optimistic than I was. He is in the Discord. By the way, the Discord link is in the description. We talk throughout the game. So if that's something you want to, banter back and forth while you're watching the game, feel free to join us. We have a pretty good crew in there. And you're right. Like, Jason, this is a rivalry game. And it's one of those where I said in the preview, and everything I said in the preview episode, I was correct on. I watched this game today, and I was like, oh, Illinois is a better basketball team. But I feel like I've been saying that a lot. But today, Illinois was a better basketball team, and that game should not have been this close. Granted, I wish Illinois would make some more of their open baskets, but that the officiating was atrocious. Sorry, I said I wasn't going to bring up officiating anymore. I may not bring up officiating, but Williams certainly did. How many fouls can the refs call? That was ridiculous. What happened? Just let them play. Mizzou kind of is a thuggish team. They tried today. I talked about. They really, again, I don't know who number 21 is. Marshall. He played 6 minutes, and in those 6 minutes was basically, hey, I'm shoving Morez. I'm putting an arm around his neck. He literally got shoved down, but nobody saw it because Dennis Gates was throwing a 3-year-old tantrum during his technical foul. Jason says, I don't care. It was ugly. We got a big win. Missouri kicked Kansas' butt. We got an ugly win. Let's freaking go. You're right, Jason. The thing is, the mood of this show could have been a lot worse. If we had lost this game, I'm telling you, I was ready to erupt myself. All in all, I didn't think we were going to win this game. I felt like every time we had a chance, we had an opportunity, we would let Missouri come right back into it. And that's where I started questioning, and I'm going to talk about this week. Is there a lack of killer instinct on this team? Last year, in games like this, you give it to Terrence, you give it to Marcus, and more often than not, good things happen. Conspiracy is a roller coaster, right? And I say this with a smile on his face because we Illini fans know how good he is. He's one of the 5-10 best players in the country. It's just sometimes, in the last game against Tennessee, I said, in my opinion, he was the reason we lost. That last run at the end, I think they went on an 8-0 run. A lot of it had to do with Kasparis. And he almost did it again today, missing a bunny layup. And then immediately afterwards, just kind of panicking and fouling the Missouri player, giving them free points. But then what did he do 90 seconds later? Step back. 3, nothing but net. He's one of the most fun and frustrating players, and even frustrating. I'm not that I have any ill will towards the kid. Where would this team be without him? He's that good. He is carrying Illinois on his back right now, and we're now at 8-3 for the season. And again, how good Missouri is, I don't know. Are they a top 25 team? I don't think so. But they did beat Kansas, the number 1 team in the country. And so this is a good win for the Illini. This is a win that they needed to win, because if they lost this one, the narrative would have been, hey, they gave a 10-point loss, 10-point lead to Northwestern and lost. We were up against Tennessee at the end of the game and lost. And if this happened again today, again, at some point, a team is young. And we don't always know how they're going to react. And so for them to pull it off today and see that they can come out of these games with a win, I'm telling you, ultimately will matter because these games are going to get tougher once Big Ten season hits. By the way, we have about 90 people here. Make sure we get 90 likes. Again, it costs you guys absolutely nothing. My name is Sunny. If you guys are tuning in for the first time, I do this every single day, give you Illini content every single day. And just simply liking that button and hitting the subscribe to that button sends it out to other Illini fans, with the whole YouTube algorithm. Caitlin says, good on this team to overcome the refs to win. I think this can be something they can build from. Definitely, Caitlin. Again, I think I just kind of got finished saying that. If we had lost this game again, I'm telling you, I'm not saying it would have happened, but I'd be fearful that it might have. Tyler and I, we're agreeing here. Still concerned about our inability to close the game. We had, I think, 2 or 3 opportunities today. I'm just begging. We're up 10, we're up 7. Momentum's on our side, 1 or 2 baskets, and we can finish the game. But Illinois just continues to really not being able to do that. Caitlin says, survived the Missouri runs and had some runs of their own. Now just get the offense to be more consistent. Yeah, you're exactly right. We're going to get to more of your comments right after this.
Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today, and you'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
William brings up a great point here. I know folks are down on Hummerkaus, but Will Riley doesn't look like an upgrade right now. Yeah, there's no more people. You don't hear the whispers that Will Riley should be starting anymore. The looks are there, and I know Brad's probably going to talk about this in the post-game press conference. It's like, he referenced it before. It's like, the looks are there. Will, you just need to make them. And I guess, my positivity, the positive side of my nature is telling me that, we're getting the misses out of the way and the law of averages is going to even out. And once Big Ten season hits, Will is the type of guy who can single-handedly win a game by himself. He's that good of a scorer. And we're going to need him to, just like Jason says here, we need a Robin to our Batman, which is KJ. We're lacking that. Last year we had that. Right now, KJ, again, I've said this before, is carrying this team. Kylan, I think, is playing fantastic. But he's not really an offensive guy. He had 16 points today, but 11 of them were from the free throw line. He is our ace on the defensive side. And he's been by far one of the most important players on this basketball team because of that. But at some point, we're going to have to ease the load on Kasparis because as good as he is, this freshman walls happen. And, I don't know that it's not going to happen to him at some point. So then what? Who's going to pick up the slack? I have no idea right now, and I'm hoping it's Will, and that's who I'm counting on because I think if Will picks it up, we're fine. But if he doesn't, then we're in trouble. This fan hates Missouri with a passion. Honestly, me too. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't like their jerseys, the black and yellow color, and just the rivalry aspect of it. The one game I really just don't like losing is that bragging rights game. It's just maybe because I've seen the emotion on the court between these two teams, and you can tell that they just don't like each other, like historically. And so I guess I'm a meathead when it comes to that, right? Like I get caught up in it myself. And so, I agree with you. I didn't want to lose this game, especially today when I really thought we were going to lose. Neil asking, does Illinois ever get favorable officiating? Wow, some really questionable calls down the stretch. That was a clean block by Morez. Another unfortunate call. Yeah, and the Missouri fans were crying the entire second half, which is the part I don't understand. Booze. What game were they watching? Michael, you're right. Please, if someone can find Riley's confidence, we got to put out a missing report. Randy, you're right. Shot really well from the free throw line today. And that's it. Again, like, when was the last time we said Illinois won because of their free throw shooting? I couldn't tell you when that last time was. Philip says the announcers kept saying Illinois wants to physical and Missouri wants to run. That just shows, yeah, I mean, that's silly. Did they really say that, Philip? Sorry. I have to usually watch these games on mute, but that's completely false. All right, what else we got here? Trek says Illinois is a good team. Quit whining. Am I whining? If anything, I'm more optimistic about this basketball team than most of the people that tune into the show. So I don't think I'm whining. I think I'm just simply saying that, hey, this is it's a frustrating team to watch, and it's only frustrating because I'm so high on this team. I haven't changed my mind. I think this team is capable of winning the Big Ten Conference. And in my opinion, they should be the favorite to win the Big Ten Conference. And there's not a lot of people that agree with me on that. But like, when I sound frustrated, it's just because, I know people don't like me saying this, but I've said all along, this out of conference, I think we struggle only to build up and get better once Big Ten season hits. But another spoiler, an episode I wanted to talk about later this week was, who on this team is getting better? KJ, sure. From the beginning of the year to now, who on this team right now is getting better? KJ, Kylan plays his role, and Morez, I guess, but Morez has been super consistent throughout. It's a question. Bless your heart. I can't listen to the whining. Thanks for stopping by, Trex. Again, I didn't think I was whining, but Jason says 5 years ago, we all would be so excited. That's the culture Brad has brought to us. I love where this team is at. William, $1 million question. What's going on with Tomislav? Today, box score wise, decent game today. 25 points, 25 minutes, 11 points, 10 rebounds, some key rebounds. I really like some of his boxing out. But again, his confidence is just not there right now. I saw him multiple times with smaller guys just not being authoritative enough about getting the ball. And even when he did, I think he missed one of those shots. Hunter says Tommy plays like Vucevic from the Bulls, but Underwood can't ever get the ball to his big. And Daryl says, hey, Sunny, guess I was slightly off on score, but my Illini pulled out the game. We will take this win. 22 for 23 free throws. Outstanding. Andrew says, ILL, Andrew. Philip says Brad needs to send this to the conference and to review the officiating today. Shri, thanks for joining us. First time I've seen your name. Rotation stinks. Ben H needs to play less than 15 minutes a game and play Morez more. The problem now is, it's one thing if Will Riley was making his shots. He's not. That bench that, this deep team that we thought we had is not that deep, apparently. So while I agree with you that Morez should have more of Ben Humrichhouse's minutes, at least according to CBS, what I'm looking at right now, this box score, it has Morez playing 20 minutes and Ben Humrichhouse playing 20 minutes, which, I think it's close. Like, that's probably where it should be about. And granted, Morez probably would have had more minutes. He didn't get that silly foul called on him at the end of the game. Jose says, Morez, Will, and Booth will get better with more minutes. Chicago State a chance to let them play through some growing pains. Yeah, I completely agree. I'm glad. I love Brad. I love his philosophy on scheduling tough, and I'm in agreement with it. But I'm so relieved to see Chicago State on that schedule next. I just want one carefree, let them play, work your kinks out, just like Jose just mentioned. All right. She also says, need more DGL and Morez, please, and less Ben Brickhouse. Play KJ a bit less so that he isn't so tired towards the end. He's a real deal, but needs to cut his turnovers, and I think heavy play time is a factor. Yeah, KJ, again, to me is an enigma just because he's so incredibly talented, obviously, but I'm just afraid of that freshman wall because it's coming, guys. It's coming at some point. It happens to every single player. He can only do this for so long. What is it? 6 straight games scoring 20 points? Right now, if Kasparis has a bad game, I don't know who is going to carry the load for this basketball team anymore. All right, that's going to wrap it up for today. I apologize. My throat hurts. I'm under the weather. But again, I do this every game regardless. Football, basketball. I'll even do women's basketball if you guys promise you'll tune in. Please, if you don't mind, make sure you've hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed. I'm getting so close to that. We're at 1,700 almost. And if I can hit 1,700 maybe by the end of the week, I would sincerely appreciate all of you. I do appreciate all of you regardless. You can find me on all the social medias, Locked On Illini. Say hello. Send me a message. It'll be me responding. I'm the one in control of all those platforms. So I'll be back on Monday with a new episode, as I do every single day, as I promise. And we're going to be talking about, what I saw from today. Our transfer portal, Illinois has brought in a couple of new Badgers, and I'm getting some scouting reports on those guys. So I'll have an idea of what the expectations might be for them. But regardless, content every single day, a lot of content for you every single day. I appreciate all of your guys' support. Until next time, ILL. Love you guys.